talking the 2 seed because the Baltimore Ravens, they're doing pretty well.
Yep.
They keep winning games. The Patriots keep losing games. And so now there's kind of this jumble for the 2 seed that everyone wants to get to avoid playing that first wild card round because that really matters.
Well, and not only that, but avoid the opportunity to play Baltimore in the second round as well,
Right.
Having to come off of a win. I mean, I think we underestimate how important taking that first round game and turning it into a 100-0 proposition as opposed to a 70-30 proposition, even if you're a team like Kansas City. So it's hugely important. The interesting thing is with New England, they had the easiest schedule going into the year. They have the easiest schedule now coming out the last 3 weeks. So they still have about a 70% chance to get the 2 seed. You factor in a little bit of a chance that Baltimore falls down to the 2 seed as a result of losing some of these last few games. And really the only true contender is Kansas City at about a 17% chance.
Which, based on the way they played at the beginning of the season, they had that stumble, they had Mahomes actually stumbling, getting injured, is kind of crazy, but that's what happens when you beat New England in New England, right? You all of a sudden have this shot here. Let's talk about some of the teams that have less of a chance, but still a little bit of a chance.
Yeah, I mean, Buffalo is a team with 3% chance just because there's a chance that they could win that division. They play in New England a week from now. They play Pittsburgh here. So they're in a position where they could fall all the way to the 6th seed or out of the playoffs if they stumble a little bit. But if they win the next 3 games and they get help, they could not only win the AFC East for the first time this century, but also get the 2 seed and have a home playoff game after a bye.
Which would be incredible. There are then, of course, the Texans and the Titans. And for them, it's about a prayer and a half, maybe 7.
Yeah, I think when you just look at these 2 teams at 8-5, both of them have wins against teams like Kansas City. Houston has a win over New England, but the hard part about this is that they play each other, right? Yeah. And the mode outcome between those 2 games is a 1-1 finish for both. Tennessee's favored this week at home. Obviously, Houston would be favored to win, in Week 17 when they play at home against Tennessee. So those 2 teams are probably going to go in with 6 losses, and I think 6 losses is too many to generate the 2 seed in the AFC. So while I think they're both going to make the playoffs and both going to have, with Ryan Tannehill's emergence and Watson's brilliance at times, they're going to be hard to beat in the playoffs. The 2 seed's probably out of the cards for them, both under 1% chance.
Here's the cool thing. There's still more games to play. We're going to simulate all of those possibilities this coming week thanks to our friends over at AWS. It allows us to do some machine learning stuff that is awesome and cool, and we'll be back to tell you, after this week, who's going to get the 2 seed.
Thanks for watching the PFF YouTube channel, and if you want to subscribe, all you have to do is push the button. Don't forget everything you get. A little fantasy, push the button. A little green line for the gambling aspects of the game, push the button. College football, push the button. The YouTube channel from PFF.